Every 10 minutes, a store shuts down in the United States. From CVS to GameStop to Macy's, retail closures in American cities are no longer isolated events. They've become a predictable rhythm. Square foot efficiency per customer has dropped from 375, a once decent benchmark, to just 281. That's no longer enough to pay for rent, energy bills, and rising wages. Pharmacy chains are struggling with opioid compensation costs. Hobby stores are losing out to downloadable games. Fashion retailers can't compete with the ease of click and collect. Meanwhile, these closures are punching holes in local tax revenues. But is this just a retail reset or a deep wound to local economies? In this video, we'll explore how the 2025 retail crash, driven by the convenience of smartphones, is draining the lifeblood from entire towns. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay current with the biggest economic shifts shaping our world. It's been years since the initial shock of COVID-19, but the digital acceleration it sparked has pushed physical retail into a new era, one that many stores can't survive. By 2025, the fact that a retail store closes every 10 minutes during U.S. business hours isn't just a scary headline. Economists are calling it structural bleeding. Even major chains with multi-channel strategies are leaving behind their brick-and-mortar operations. It's a clear signal that customer habits have permanently changed. Efficiency per square foot has tumbled from 375, which used to be considered sustainable, to just 281 by the end of 2024. That margin simply can't support rising rent, energy, and wage costs simultaneously. Take CVS, for example. The chain has closed nearly 1,000 stores since 2022, reflecting a deeper shift. Pharmacies are evolving from community fixtures into software-driven logistics hubs. On top of that, insurance companies cut reimbursement margins by 17% in just 40 months. This eliminated the pharmacy industry's backup strategy, selling over-the-counter products to subsidize prescriptions. Without that, margins collapsed. The steepest drop in diversified retail came from the games and hobbies sector. GameStop shut down 590 stores in a single wave. This wasn't just about boxed games losing to downloads. It marked the collapse of nostalgia-based physical retail. With digital storefronts built into consoles, distributors and publishers now connect directly, removing the need for a middleman. GameStop's venture into NFTs failed for the same reason. Digital assets don't rely on in-store inventory. As losses mounted, the company abandoned leases, clearing over 700,000 square meters of mall space and hitting real estate investment trust earnings by 5%. One of the most dramatic dominoes to fall in health retail was Rite Aid's second bankruptcy. A $3.2 billion lawsuit from the Department of Justice and state attorneys over the opioid scandal buried the company in debt. With fewer prescriptions being filled and mail-order services taking the last bit of volume, the business model collapsed. Rather than sell off bits of the brand, investment banks held online auctions to liquidate inventory. Store shelves and display equipment were worth more than continuing the leases. In places like rural Pennsylvania and Michigan, this turned into a public health crisis. CDC data shows average travel distance to a pharmacy has jumped to 14.6 kilometers, a critical gap for those with chronic conditions. Auto parts retail is also breaking down. Stores like Advance Auto Parts plan to close 500 locations in early 2025. Why? Today's cars are more complex, filled with sensors and proprietary software. Fewer parts wear out, especially in electric vehicles. And manufacturers don't allow DIY garages to access diagnostic software. Even though the average car is 13 years old, hobby mechanics can't fix them. This freezes unsold inventory, draining store cash flows. In the world of fashion retail, the downfall came under J.C. Penney's umbrella group, Spark. Though it was presented as a turnaround, it was actually more of a strategic wind-down. Anchor stores were rebranded into real estate investment vehicles. But, removing these stores ended up slashing mall traffic by a whopping 30%. CBRE's second quarter 2025 report confirmed this trend. Class B mall vacancy has climbed to 29%. Far worse than the 18% peak we saw during the 2009 recession. This isn't just a simple downturn. It's a full-on consumer behavior shift. People no longer have the patience for in-store browsing. Click and collect from a phone is now the norm. Joann's full withdrawal from retail really sped up the transition of crafts to the digital age. Micro-sellers on Etsy have created entirely new buying habits. Instead of visiting big stores, folks are ordering raw materials directly from supplier platforms. Joann, unfortunately, couldn't recover after its restructuring. Its mortgage-backed warehouses just couldn't keep up with delivery costs, which crossed $6 per order. The company was forced into a court-supervised sale. 700,000 square feet of inventory was dumped into the market. Amazon quickly absorbed it, boosting its fulfillment power and, well, widening the gap. Macy's serves as a case study in how even iconic brands aren't safe. While its Herald Square store survives, thanks to tourists, nearby branches are closing fast. Rent-to-sales ratios have become, frankly, unsustainable. The company is now shifting high-end retail to Bloomingdale's and keeping discount brands under the off-price model. This reflects a new retail split. High and low segments are thriving, but the middle is disappearing as the middle class loses purchasing power. Home goods also collapsed, illustrating the import tariff effect. Tariffs pushed up Chinese furniture prices by $100, while consumer income dropped slightly, with suppliers demanding payment in 50 days and interest rates reaching 5%. Home goods couldn't stay afloat. Even stores like Target are seeing a change. Its discount model pulled in customers online, but many only visited the store to try items before ordering on their phones. With rent fixed and in-store sales falling, profitability vanished. Walgreens closed 500 stores too. Not just because of squeezed margins, organized theft played a big role. Grab-and-go crime in downtowns rose 25% in a year. Insurance costs and security bills ballooned, forcing the company to exit lower-density regions. This, in turn, took out brands like Thrifty, which operated inside Rite Aid. Unable to stand alone, it shut down overnight, leaving suppliers and partners stranded. Family Dollar's liquidation confirmed that even in low-rent areas, rising wages destroy the discount model. When the last store in a rural town closes, low-income families pay more for groceries, just from travel costs. Mobile food trucks are trying to fill the gap, but they're temporary fixes. They don't create jobs or local economies. This isn't just a United States issue. British retailers are seeing the same patterns. Even Poundland couldn't sustain its one-price strategy. Many stores are being handed over for symbolic fees, with landlords absorbing the risk. Equal pay lawsuits and higher employer taxes are chipping away at retail profits. When one branch shuts, like in Doncaster, the entire local supply chain falls apart. Most of these locations will become hybrid warehouses. Stores, as we knew them, are disappearing. Financial data backs this up. Fed-tracked CLO data shows that B-grade retail mortgage default rates have climbed to 13% since late 2023. Banks are refusing to refinance. Landlords won't cut rent, so retailers are closing. As retail centralizes into fewer distribution centers, it creates massive risk. Cyber attacks, natural disasters, or strikes could knock out whole regions. The excess capacity that was cut in the 2010s, like scattered local stockrooms, is now being missed. Rebuilding that flexibility is expensive and, due to staffing shortages, nearly impossible. And this is hitting public services hard. When a mall closes, tax revenue drops, often by tens of millions. In one Florida county, losing Macy's and Penney meant cutting school lunches for 500 kids. This is the real cost, not just lost stores, but weakened communities. In conclusion, the 2025 retail collapse is no longer just a theory. It's a lived reality. Smart inventory, drone delivery, AI-run warehouses, they're becoming the norm. But they come with a price-reduced flexibility and the erosion of local economies. When stores close, it's not just shelves that vanish, it's the economic fabric of entire communities. Let us know what you think in the comments. And to stay informed on stories like this, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Thanks for